Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Breaking news. House of Reps move to strip Buhari of power to order forfeitures of individual assets. Wow. Are we in Nigeria? Am I dreaming? Is this real? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time we're reaching you today. A very big thank you for your huge, massive, and continuous support. We truly, really appreciate you. My dear, who says Nigeria will not change? I don't think that person is totally, absolutely correct. The progress and the change might be slow, but definitely and certainly it's happening and it's going to happen. What we are hearing now is the House of Rep is bringing into law gradually what will strip Muhammadu Buhari of power. And all this immunity they have is gradually being stripped off as we speak, because people are beginning to realize if man will not defend man, God will defend man. Let's get into the news and get all the details. Breaking news. House of Reps move to strip Buhari of power to order forfeiture of individual assets. On Thursday, the House of Representatives took steps to remove the president's authority over power, to order the seizure of real personal property, and to transfer this power to the nation's courts. The House of Representatives passed a bill on second reading to amend the currency conversion freezing order, Act Cap C-43, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to give the judge of the High Court a discriminatory power to order the forfeiture of property of affected persons. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Ahmed Idris Wasil, MP, led a debate on the general principles of the bill and said that the discriminatory power previously granted to the President under the Principal Act will be replaced by those of the High Court judge to conform to the spirit of Constitution, as the President can abuse this power. According to Wazir, the provision for forfeiture in the Act is intended to ensure that people convicted of an offense do not benefit from the proceeds of such offices, adding that the doctrine of forfeiture is governed by a number of legal provisions contained in various acts, including the Code of Conduct Office Acts and the Courts Act Cap C-15 LFN 2014, the Foreign Exchange Provision and Miscellaneous Provision Act Cap F-34 LFN 2004, the Financial Misappropriation in Bank Act Cap F2 2004, the EGBK Act Cap. He stressed that Section 9 of the Currency Conversion Freeze Order Act, which first came into force in 1971, contained a provision of confusion which gives the President of the Federal Republic of Germany discretion to order the confiscation of movable and immovable property. Considering that the Constitution guarantees the right to move immovable property as a fundamental right under Section 44 of Chapter 4, a person can only be deprived of this right in the circumstances provided for the Constitution. He stressed that Section 9 of the Principal Act was contradictory to the spirit of Nigeria Constitution. The Deputy Speaker held at the provision giving the President the power to order forfeiture of property, both movable and immovable, was not in accordance with the provision of 1999 Constitution as amended, therefore needs to be amended. It held the Section 44 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, guaranteed that the fundamental right of individuals to movable and immovable property, which can only be lost to certain circumstances, include the imposition of penalties and forfeiture for violation of a law, whether in the course of civil proceedings or following conviction of a criminal or crime. According to the Deputy Speaker, such a violation can only be determined by a court judge and should never be left to the discretion of the President, stressing that the presidential discretion to order the forfeiture of an asset of accused person's property may be subjected to abuse and cruelly treated by the executive. He stated that Section 9 of the Constitution provides no mechanism, either legal or administrative, by which the president can exercise this power, and said instead of the power to be solidly on the discretion of the president, that should be removed. In a country that has experienced reckless abuse of political and administrative power, it will be dangerous to allow such an uncontrollable provision of power to be led by confusion of a person's assets. Such discretion power to the president may be contrary to the natural doctrine of a final trial, as this amounts to the execution being prosecuted and judged in his own case. This is contrary to the 1999 Constitution as amended, which set out the condition under which a person may be deprived of movable or immovable property. Therefore, the president cannot scrub the power of the courts, as this would be contrary to the doctrine of separation of power. It should be noted that the provision of Section 9 are contrary to the provision of other courts law relating to conflicting ideas, which confer the power to make confusion order on the court rather than on the president. It is therefore important to bring the Currency Provision Freeze Order Act into line with those other laws, giving the president the power to make a forfeiture order of the time of the military dictatorship, when the head of the state and the chairman of the Supreme Council could unhinderedly order the forfeiture of individual assets without having to restore any judge mechanism. This is to allow for true democracy in our great country. Well, my people, as we speak, President Muhammadu Buhari is facing, will be losing some of his powers as, some things that have been happening and how he's been given a power of, to go beyond his ban. Yeah, he just uses discretion, and guess what? This is a case tantamount to where a man is the judge of his own case. And what do you think that man will do? If you are given the power to judge in your own case, what will you do? Will you judge against yourself, or you will use the law to discharge and acquaint yourself? So this is what the House of Representatives is talking about, and he's saying, you know what? It's time for that power to be withdrawn from the president. And in the spirit of true democracy, some of these things should actually be done away with. So some of those acts and some of those things that are going on are going to be thoroughly and truly looked after to make sure that some powers that have been confirmed on the president that makes him have the autonomy of power to even abuse power, some of these things will be withdrawn. And we'll look into the forthcoming days as this bill that is being passed has passed the second hearing just a few hours ago. At Apple Line Media, we keep you up to date with all that is going on in Nigeria and around the world. We speak seriously against bad governance, and we uphold good ones and encourage them to do more. We are making sure that the nations of the world hear exactly what is going on in the nations of the world. Nigerians, it is time you speak up for what is right. Please don't forget you have a voice. Use it. And one of the ways you can do that is by leaving a comment. People read, and this travels to every nation of the world. Don't forget to like us, to share, to subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. A very big thank you. Thank you very much for always supporting us. Remember, things are changing. It may be slow, but eventually we will get there. It may look like we're never getting there, but we are gradually moving towards the destination. God bless. Bye for now.